What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build It video, and today we are going to talk about how to make maximum coins for you level 18 players. A lot of you players are camping at a level 18 to upgrade your storage and your dozer and win the contest, and you're following my building plan. So, that being said, you guys need to know how to make the maximum amount of coins that you can produce in a 16-hour day and an 8-hour sleep. Now, for this building plan, you will need to have all 5 slot factories at a total of 35 factory slots and all 11 slots in all your factories or your shops. Okay? Now, up on my screen here, and I am going to make this point that if you guys are on our Discord, and I will leave our link to Discord below. So if you haven't already, please join us on Discord. Okay? We're getting started on monthly events and all that good shit. So on the Discord app, I posted pictures of all of this stuff. Now, there were 2 minor errors to the first round of pictures that went out on this production plan. Because you level 18 players only have 1 time upgrade on your guys' shops, there was some miscommunication between me and a level 18 player as to the time made on the nails. So we had a half a minute. You guys make them in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. I make them in 4 minutes. So the first round that went out was for a 4-minute nail production at 240 nails. You guys actually make them at a rate of, like I said, 4 minutes, 30 seconds, therefore only able to produce 213 nails in a 16-hour period. Now, before I get into all that, I do want to go ahead and explain this production chart to you guys so that you are aware of how to follow it in case there's any confusion. So, at the bottom left-hand side of your screen, and if you have not already, I recommend taking screenshots. That way you guys have this, or you can go on our Discord and there's pictures there. Okay, so bottom left-hand corner of your screen, it says make 35 sugar used per batch of donuts, allowing for higher profit on donuts. There was an error in this sentence because we had donuts not running at a 24-hour rate. I said to use them on the first batch, therefore I had a pretty big error there. So you are making 35 sugar for your nighttime run. Before bed, you put up 35 sugar. You woke up, you opened your game, you collected all of those 35 sugar, and you held on to, I think 32 of them, I believe. 31 of them, okay? So you can sell 4 of those sugar, and you're going to hold the other 31 sugar for your donut production. Now, before we get into that, because we're not on that page yet, after you've collected your 35 sugar, make whatever, metal, wood, and nail, all that stuff. Wood, plastic, to get your shops going for your morning run. Once you have completed that, you're going to make a full batch of 35 techs. This will run for 3 total hours. Then when those 35 techs have completed, you will make equal amounts of seeds. Now, you've heard me say this in a lot of my videos when I tell you guys to make techs and make equal amounts of seeds. And that seems to not kind of go over through people's head very well. So to make flour, you need 2 textiles and 2 seeds. So you need equal amounts of both made to produce flour. Okay? 35 techs, 35 seeds, you're good to go. Right? And you'll have 1 of each left over. Now, once the first round of batch of text is done, you are going to, like I said, run the seeds, collect your seeds. Now, at this point, you have the option to make whatever metal, wood, and plastic that's needed for your other shops. Then you're going to throw up a second round of textiles. And you're going to repeat the same exact cycle. Now, once the second round of seeds has completed, this is where you have a little bit of wiggle room here. So this is for a 16-hour day for the top part. We already know that your 8 hours is taken up by sugar because I can't account for you waking up in the middle of the night and throwing up more sugar, you know, because you woke up at 4 hours and you were able to refill your factories. Great. That would be awesome. So if you're doing that, that's great. But I'm not accounting for people sleep playing the game, okay? So now, this is why this game is very strategic, and this is why there's such a difference in your money sometimes, you know, based off your spending and what you're making. And anybody who says that this shit is easy to come up with is an idiot, okay? Now, the math is basic math. You only need to know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide to do this stuff. That's it. You don't need to be an algebra, you know what I mean, scientist. You don't need to know trigonometry or geometry to do this basic math. So the math aspect, the level that you need to know on math, no, it is not very intense. However, the part that is difficult, and this is what people don't get, is knowing what to add, subtract, and divide, and how to run things. So, for example, people that say, oh yeah, the game's just so easy, I'm making money and I'm doing this. Yeah, you are, because you know what? Every single thing that you make, and this is where people have a hard time understanding, every single thing that you make in this game turns a profit. Something, if you wake up and you throw a nail in your shop, you're going to make money. If you wake up and you throw a plank in your shop, you're going to make money. Now, just because you made money doesn't mean you made the most profit, okay? So, who do you think made more money? The person that made a full batch of paint, or the person that made 10 times the amount of nails in the amount of time it took that person to make paint? Probably the guy with the nails, right? Yeah. So the person with the paint comes along and they're like, I'm making money. No shit. Duh. We're all making money, but I'm making a hell of a lot more money than you are. You know what I mean? So yes, the math, it's basic math. Now, the reason that this gets so confusing, and the reason that it is such a pain to come up with a for sure, this is what you're going to make down to the penny. Okay, the reason that is so impossible with a game like this is because, first off, everybody checks in at the game at different times. Everybody has different play styles. Everybody has different things unlocked and different things they're working on in the game. If you wake up every single day and you make 200 nails every single day at the same exact time, you're going to get the same amount of coins every day. Correct. However, now you have to add in every item in the game. You have to add in, oh, I slept for 5 minutes longer. I used this chair for this war delivery, or I use this hammer for this VU repair versus my table, right? And all those little things, they all add up, and they all make a huge difference on the amount of numbers you put out at the end of the day. So you're never going to have an accurate, I made this every day and I made this much money every day. It's never going to happen. There's too many variables, okay? And that is where people don't understand. And the more items that you unlock, the more confusing it gets. So I get really annoyed with people when they're lower level and they think that making these production plans is super easy. And it's not. This is a very complex system, okay? It's not that easy. Trust me on that. You go and you look up the fandom.com and you look up the per minute value on all that shit. That's another rant. Okay, I'm going to get on that right now. You go and you pull up those numbers and you come and throw them at me and you go, well, it says right here that this item turns a higher profit. Yeah, you're a dumbass, dude. You got to pay attention here. It's telling you it turns a higher profit for those materials converted to that product. It is not including the time and money taken into the materials needed to make that item. For example, smoothies, okay? They sell for 1,150 coins. This is a very popular item that is made, and I don't know why, because I'm going to explain something to you real quick. If a smoothie sells for 1,150 coins, right? and you have a melon that sells, the melon sells for 730, right? And the vegetable for 160. You have a total of 890 in that product right there, okay? So, just a second here. Okay. All right, you guys. So you got your 890 in product. So you made your melon, right? And you made your vegetable for 160 coins. And I decided that I'm not turning mine into a smoothie, but you did. So you made a total of 260 coins off that smoothie. Now, I don't think we did this in this video. That must have been a different video. So, flour, right? Sells for 570. One sugar for 110. That's 680 in product. Really close to the smoothie, right? However, you're going to make 270 off the donut, and you're making 260 off the smoothie. Once you sell, if you were to not sell the two products separately and you were to convert them, you're making 260 off the smoothie and 270 off the donut. So we're talking about a 10 coin difference here. Now, this is where people get it really fucking confused. They're like, oh, that's not bad. I'll just make smoothies, right? Excuse me. Did you not realize that you just had to make that melon for an hour and a half? Yeah. So, in the hour and a half that it took you to make that one melon for that smoothie, you could have produced 3 flour. So, you need to multiply your product number by 3, because that is how many you could have made in the amount of time that it took you to make one melon for that smoothie. This does not include the vegetable. So when you read these charts, okay, and you go on these fandom websites and all these things, the per minute value that they're doing is the per minute value for the product that they're saying you're making. So you're earning that many amount of coins per minute to make that smoothie, yes, but you're not really earning shit because you had to make the items that go into that smoothie. And that is where the game gets very strategic and very complex. So a lot of low-level people think, oh, these people are making a big deal and there's nothing to it. And it's very complex. For example, shoes turn a higher profit than caps, but making the glue makes them less profitable. So you change the equation if you can buy the glue. So now I'm making shoes all day when I'm buying glue, but I'm not producing glue to make shoes. So everything changes, you guys. You got to really think about the stuff that you're making, okay? And that is exactly how people don't have a clue what the fuck they're doing. So when you're looking at those production charts, because if you actually, and this is in other people's videos as well, if you watch their videos and you look at their charts, they're not telling you to make the items in the charts that turn a higher profit. If you look at those charts, it'll say this item produces 12.3 per minute. So that means that produces more money than anything else in that list. So why are they telling you not to make that item? Think about that for a minute. Because based off the chart, that would be the highest profitable item, but it's not because of the stuff you have to make for it. Now, you can make donuts at a level 18, or flour at a level 18 in 30 minutes, right? It takes you an hour and a half to make a melon for 730 coins. You selling flour, hang on. So in the amount of time that it takes you to make one melon, you're going to make 730 coins at level 18. In the amount of time it takes you to make 3 flour at level 18, you would have made 1,710 coins. That is why you don't make melons. Now, this also, making the melons also makes you even less money because now we've got another variable here, your garden store. And this, I don't know why you all do this. You all make saps. Saps take way longer to make. They sell for $4.20. They take the same, they take one more seed, yes, but grass takes one seed, one shovel, and sells for $3.10 and makes it a fraction of the time. So why the fuck are you making saps? Oh, for melons. Why are you making melons? For smoothies. Why? You guys, you know what I mean? Like, you got to think here. Now, the only reason that on this chart that you're going to see here, hang on. At level 18, you don't have smoothies unlocked. I know that. Okay. So, on this page, you're going to see that you're making 5 melons. Why are you making 5 melons in my production chart if flour turns such a higher profit? I'm going to answer that for you because this is your nighttime run. This is your 8-hour run. If you were to do flour, you would be running, it would be running with nothing in it. So, if you were to put up 5 melons and 6 flour, it would be done in 8 hours. That is why I have you making 5 melons, okay, versus flour. Now, if you wanted to turn a higher coin profit, you would be better off making flour, right? Actually, it would probably equal out to be the same with the downtime of the no run time. I didn't do the math on that, but it would probably be damn close. Okay, so your daytime run for your barn, you are going to be making flour constantly. At night, you're going to put up 5 melons and 6 flour. Makes it easy, right? Okay, donut shop, even easier. You're going to make donuts for the rest of your life, all day, every day. All right? The only thing making out of that donut shop, unless you're doing a contest of mayor's assignment, should be donuts. That's it, period. Now, when you get to a certain level, you're going to unlock bread rolls. But again, if you're not buying the cream, you're not turning a higher profit making bread rolls. So you're still making donuts. Okay? The building supply store, and this is where you have a little wiggle room. If you're able to check in on your game every 44 minutes during the daytime, you should be making nails full time. Nails turn highest profit. If you're unable to log into the game every 44 minutes, I recommend that you buy the minerals to make bricks because bricks turn higher profit. Every other item in this shop is trash to make, but if you need to make it for the purpose of like BU repair, house upgrades, you know, whatever, shipments, more deliveries, things like that, make it at night because at nighttime I left that open for you guys to do whatever the hell you want to do at night there because really you're not going to be making shit for money from this shop at nighttime, so you can do whatever you want, okay? And that is why when I told you earlier that it excluded that, we're going to get to that in a minute. I don't want to confuse you guys. So, during the day, during a 16-hour day, you're going to make nails, right? Every 44 minutes, but you need to set aside 4 hours of this nail run time for planks. Or you need to buy the planks because you're going to need to make your nightly table run. All right? This is a total of 213 nails made. That's 17,040, saying that you did not put them towards chairs or tables. Now, the next one is the... Hang on. They're all in different order. Okay. Hardware shop. So this is where it's going to get a little tricky. Okay. You need to be able to produce 48 hammers for your 48 chairs in your 16-hour period. So for your 16-hour day, you're producing all chairs all day long. Okay. But you also need to have hammers set aside for your nighttime table run. So you're going to put up 11 tables at night and you're going to be running chairs all day long for 16 hours. This leaves you a total number of hammers needed to 59 hammers per 24 hours of runtime. Okay. Now, there is no possible, and let me say this again, there is no possible way to produce enough shovels and hammers needed to make all of the stuff that you need to make in this chart. Impossible. Okay, I got into an argument with somebody about that yesterday, and started to piss me off a little bit. You cannot produce enough shovels and hammers, period, in a 24-hour day to make enough grass, saps, tables, and chairs, period. Not going to happen. I don't care if you have a backstock. I don't care if you have 200 hammers for 2 weeks worth of production, okay? Or whatever the fuck you're talking about. You can't produce enough in one day to make that many, all right? So, this is where it's going to get a little tricky for you guys. Anytime you can pick up shovels elsewhere, do so. At night, make only shovels because they take the longest to make. During the day, make hammers and try to use your nightly shovels for your daytime run of grass, and then try to buy whatever other shovels and stuff that you guys can come up with for your saps and stuff at night. All right. Now, your garden shop, you're going to be making grass. 32 grass total for a 16-hour day. Your nighttime run is going to include 5 saps. This is an 8-hour sleep time. 5 saps. You have a remaining 6 space. Okay? I would recommend putting up more grass as it turns a higher profit than the saps with that 6 space, but that's totally up to you. It just really depends on how many shovels you're able to accumulate in one day. So if you're really low on shovels and you don't want your shop to run out of time, it might be wise just to throw up the saps. That way, at least it's making something, right? So the next one is the furniture shop. So for a 16-hour day, you're, like as stated before, you're making 48 chairs total for your daytime, and you're making your nighttime 11 tables. All right. Total coins made per day on this build is 86,210, give or take. This excludes the 10 hours of raw material runtime from your factories we discussed in the early part of this video. Hang on. Okay, good. I did hit record. Whew. Thought I did all that without recording. All right. Any other items obtained from gifts from cities, your taxes, anytime you buy items for base price and sell for max, it excludes all that, okay? This is roughly the numbers you're putting out here. 213 nails, 17,000. 31 donuts, 30,000. 5 melons, 3,650. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. So for you level 18 players, you have nothing unlocked to make these melons with. Nothing to make melons. Okay, so you really have nothing to do with them other than either use them for whatever house upgrades or deliveries or whatever, or sell them as melons. Now, this store, we're going to talk about this building store, this sports store. That's what I got to say. If I can find my fucking notes here. All right, the sports store, I did the math on it, and honestly, that store is an absolute ripoff. And I can't find my notes so far. There it is. Okay, so the sports shop. For you level 18 players, about the only item worth a shit in that shop for you guys is the protein bar. And the only reason that I would even tell you to make such a low profit item would be because you can't do anything with the melon anyway, right? So if you want to run protein bars for 44 minutes, you will make a 23 coin per minute value off of them, okay? That's a total of 95 coins per protein bar versus if you were to not make them. So it might be wise just to leave the shop empty for any contest and mayor's assignments. Now, the blue shoes sit at a 8.6 per minute value, which is really low, and they turn a 70 coin profit. But again, these are now taking 1 glue. So if you have glue and textiles, I would probably just hold on to them rather than throw them away to these stupid shoes. The racket has a 16 per minute value. It does 1 wood, 1 tape, 1 hammer. It turns a 20 coin profit. The table, surprisingly, is the one that turns the highest profit, but there is another variable to take in because it takes one paint, one table, one glass, and it sits at 41.5 per minute value with a 305 coin remainder. Okay, so it turns the highest profit. However, again, you're taking into consideration that it wants paint. So if you guys are making paint as your nighttime run and you have the tables from your nighttime run, you might want to throw up some of these sports tables because you can make a little coin there. All right. You would have to purchase the glass, but whatever. Okay. Sports drink. Wait. You guys have glass unlocked at level 18? I don't know if you do or not. Huh. Okay. If you have glass unlocked, then yes. Okay. Sports drink. I mean, I would think you would if you had the damn item unlocked. Sports drink, 40 minutes is a 6.7 per minute value with a 25 coin product, or 25 coin profit per drink. So again, very low numbers here for this sports shop. It's not going to be with us very long, so I do not recommend spending a lot of cash to unlock any slots for it. To me, this fucking store is garbage. It's a ripoff. I don't make shit in it unless I have to for the contest. It's honestly, I'd rather keep my product at that point than make my chump change of 20 fucking coins. Are you serious? Okay, so every single thing on that video is what you should be producing to turn the highest coin possible. If you guys are a high level and you're waiting for my production chart to come out, I'm sorry I have not done it yet. Like I said earlier, there are so many variables to consider here. You know, which items are purchased that turn a higher profit, and it's not as easy as some people think. And if it's so easy for them, why they haven't done it yet? You know what I mean? So if you guys have a production chart written up for a high level player that you believe is to be the maximum amount of coins, if anybody's actually out there and done it, I'd really like to see what you put together. I have so many different variations of it that I don't know, man. I'm gonna rack my brain a little bit. Honestly, my head hurts from doing all this math the last 2 days. Now, I am going to put out another video for one of my club members. He's building an Omega City. So if you guys are thinking about building an Omega City, you might want to stay tuned for my video that's going to be coming out on the best build for an Omega City. So what requirements you should meet. Again, I'm going to put a link to our Discord in the description below, so be sure to check that out. There's also screenshots of all of my building guides and everything in our Discord. So probably a good idea to join if you guys have not already.